Good morning. Please join in with singing God is My Source. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. Love is my source, love is my power, love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, love gives me everything I need. Peace is my source, peace is my power, peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, peace gives me everything I need. Joy is my source, joy is my power, joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, joy gives me everything I need. Peace gives me everything I need. Love gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need.
Good morning. How nice to see you this morning. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, our Assistant Spiritual Director, Mitchell, I welcome you to Unity Rochester Spiritual Center. I welcome you back home to a place of peace and a place of joy. At this time, I would like to acknowledge our first-time visitors. Is there anyone here for the first time? All right, so we've broken you all in, right? I'm happy to share that Mitchell will be giving us part 2 of his lesson on the 12 powers today. Thank you again, Mitchell. So now, all my friends, I offer you these acknowledgments as you settle in to this sacred space. This is a sanctuary of love and acceptance of all. Let's drop our shoulders. Let's rid ourselves of daily concerns and be ever present, knowing that God is within and all around. This is a sanctuary of healing and peace. This is a holy space of inquiry where you are asked to think on your own rather than being told what to think. We ask questions for you to ponder so that you may discover your understanding of truth. And may we remember why we gather here, each Sunday. We are all here because of divine order. We are meant to be here to learn, to teach, to pray, to meditate, and to join in community. We are here to remember and to share our core values of love and gratitude, creativity and spiritual growth. We are here to remember that Jesus Christ shows us the way. Jesus is our way shower. We strive to raise our consciousness to the presence of the divine within. we seek to raise our consciousness to the presence of the divine within. We seek the awareness of a first-hand experience with God as we apply the Unity 5 principles to our lives. When I read that sentence and paused, it was really as though I could feel an increase in the vibration within my body, within my heart, and within my soul. And when you get an acknowledgement like that, don't rush past it. Savor it, acknowledge it, and offer gratitude. For our opening prayer, our holy source of love and light, we offer gratitude for this dedicated community and for all those who strive to create a loving and safe environment as we join in person and in spirit in living the truth we know. We are grateful for all members and visitors who felt a call to be present, who recognized the need to slow down, and to allow the presence of the divine to remind them of their truth. We give you thanks, Holy Creator, for the many gifts you have bestowed upon each of us. May we continue to express gratitude for the abundance of love, the abundance of family and safety, the abundance of food, shelter, finances, health, and healing that permit us to live an abundant life of opportunity. Blessings upon this service, including all those who may have temporarily forgotten the truth of who they are. We are assured, dear Spirit, you will guide them back to the awareness of their Christ self, and that each of us will recognize that as we release the burdens of this earthly world, we are capable of resurrecting the awareness of the Christ self. Thank you, source of all that is, for blessing this city, our nation, our world, all of our brothers and sisters, and all of creation. And so it is. Amen. Thank you. Bringing up our prayer box is Catherine, longtime prayer chaplain, former leader of the prayer chaplains. You can see what is contained within the prayer box. Catherine, did you want to say?
Well, prayer is the foundation of unity, and please know that whatever concern or joy you place in there, we are praying with you. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you, Catherine. William? Yes, I'm sorry.
You want to welcome a new visitor?
Yes.
I believe her name is Keisha.
Hey, Keisha. Bet you love this, don't ya? Good to see you, Keisha. Hope you'll come back after this. Thank you, William. May we together recite the Lord's Prayer. Creator, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from error. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen. And today's daily word, Clara Scarlata, are you prepared to read? Well, come on up. Clara's parents are Tony and Jane. They are new members of our community. And I was... How are you? Good. Good to have you here. Hang on just a second. I was talking... Here we go. I was talking with Clara during coffee hour a few weeks ago, and she's such an eloquent speaker. And I said to Clara, I bet you love reading, don't you? What'd you say?
I do love reading.
I do. And and I said to her, would you like to read the Daily Word someday? And she said,
Yes.
I think we can take this on the road. Do you think so?
Yeah.
Okay. So Clara is going to read for us. Could you lower the stand? Thank you. Thank you, Aisha. The Daily Word. And what you want to do is step right up to the microphone and speak right into it, okay? Go ahead. Can you tighten that? Thank you, Aisha. There, I'll hold it for you. Here you go. Go ahead.
Try new things, going to unfamiliar places. Even risking my heart by being vulnerable can feel daunting.
Let's start with this one for today.
I may struggle to feel compassionate, especially when I feel angry. If others' hurtful words or hostile actions seem cruel or unjust, I may feel tempted to respond in kind. However, striking back does not end conflicts or heal relationships. Instead, as I turn within and feel the Christ mind dissolve my anger, I feel calm. At those breakthrough moments, I feel anger doesn't satisfy anyone or solve problems. Regardless of how I justified I may feel expressing my upset, it is within my power to choose compassion instead. I will not reciprocate others' hostility. I will instead look beyond the anger to see their struggles. I need not approve their choices to see them as children of God today and every day. Clothe yourself with compassion, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience. Colossians 3:12.
Thank you, Clara. I think we can give Clara a hand. We don't normally give a hand. God bless you. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for allowing this to happen. Much appreciated.
Page 322. I am free, I am unlimited. There
Thank you, Ard and Aisha, for that beautiful song and that beautiful reminder of our divine nature, of our unlimited nature. In fact, today's daily word about compassion, and combined with Catherine's brief comments earlier about prayer being a foundation of unity, and also my phone calls from Julie, my prayer chaplain, which are wonderful, and I really appreciate it, Julie. Thank you. I'm reminded that we are not alone in this, are we? In fact, we're never alone. And even when we feel like there's nobody else, we can always go within and go into that place where we're all connected. And so that sort of struck me today as I sat through the early part of this service. I'd like to recite the prayer of faith again. I think that's a good way to ground ourselves and remind us of the source of all our power. If you recall it, you can repeat it with me. It's also on page 78 in your hymnal. God is my help in every need. God does my every hunger feed. God walks beside me, guides my way through every moment of the day. I now am wise, I now am true, patient, kind, and loving too. All things I am, can do and be through Christ the truth that is in me. God is my health, I can't be sick. God is my strength, unfailing quick. God is my all, I know no fear, since God and love and truth are here. Amen. It's such a good reminder, too, for today, because we're going to be continuing talking about the 12 powers, and I'm going to be talking specifically about 3 powers that are sort of especially foundational to our activating all of our 12 powers. And so those 3 are faith, imagination, and love. And we have this formula in New Thought that we often talk about. Believe plus conceive equals achieve. And that formula sort of parallels these 3 powers in a way. Belief is faith. That's the first step. So faith is our foundation. We have to believe that we're deserving, believe that we are able to receive the blessings that God bestows upon us. And then conceive, to use our imagination to create a mental picture that then works almost like a movie projector. We create a mental picture in our mind and then project it onto the 3-dimensional world, and then it becomes a thing in that 3-dimensional world. And then the achievement is really the manifestation of love in action. And love is sort of like the mortar that holds it all together. So that in mind, I'd like to return to the parable I talked about last week about the master builder who gathers together master architect who gathers together 12 builders. The 3 master builders that represent faith, imagination, and love can be seen as the architect's inner circle, providing a foundation for the miraculous achievement that the architect is about to endeavor. This parable also has a parallel with the biblical story of the temple in Israel. In ancient times, the people of Israel wandered the wilderness as nomads and dwelled in tents and built tabernacles, which were temporary places of worship, and temporary shelters. And one day the Lord spoke to King David, the king of Israel, whose heart burned with love. And God said, "Shall you build me a house to dwell in? Since the day I led my people from Egypt, I have walked in a tent, a tabernacle, never a home." This is in 2 Samuel chapter 7. David's devotion was great, but in fact, he was not able to build the temple himself because his hands had known war. And his son, Solomon, whose name means the Prince of Peace, actually completed this sacred work. But David laid the foundation of faith by gathering materials for his son to build the temple. So this story mirrors a profound spiritual truth for us today. We are each called to build a temple, not a temple of stone and gold, which were the materials that David gathered, but of consciousness. The Israelites' tents symbolize our transient, doubt-filled states, but the temple represents the permanent dwelling of spirit within us. So, just as Solomon, the master architect in our parable, relied on a sacred blueprint, so too must we awaken divine powers that construct our inner sanctuary: faith, imagination, and love. So faith is a trust in the invisible divine plan. It's the bedrock, the unshakable conviction that God's potential lives within us. As it says in Psalm 127, "Unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain." Imagination, we can look at the example of David for this. David saw the temple before a single stone was laid. So similarly, we must envision ourselves as whole, radiant, and aligned with spirit, even if we don't feel like it at times. Imagination, then, is the divine workshop where possibilities start to take form. And then love, as I mentioned before, is the mortar that binds the faith and the vision and turns it into reality. David's heart prepared the way, but Solomon, whose name means peace, brought the temple to life through harmony and devotion. So likewise, these three powers can have a powerful impact on our lives. Faith can turn possibility into conviction. Imagination can draft a blueprint for us, while love helps build our foundation and bind us together. These three powers together unlock a divine workshop within you, so to speak. In that case, you become no longer a wanderer in nomadic tents of doubt, but become a builder of temples. Temples crafted by God, for God, through the science of belief, vision, and love. So, as I mentioned, faith is the foundation. It can be likened to a house built on solid ground. Charles Fillmore calls it an abiding consciousness, that is a living consciousness, a consciousness that lives within us, a permanent dwelling of spiritual truth. Unlike temporary structures like tents and tabernacles, true faith creates a lasting substance in mind and body. It is not permanent. Our words, energized by faith, have immense creative power, even beyond what we may see as physical limitations. For example, Jesus healed with a command, with his words. Faith boosts our intention like a radio amplifies sound. So it's not just enough to sort of want something, but to have faith that it will come about. In fact, to have faith that it has already been granted is what boosts our power. Jesus said, if you have faith as a grain of mustard seed, you shall say to this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible to you. So this is Jesus demonstrating that he knew about the great spiritual machinery that the word of faith sets into action. By anchoring our faith in spiritual truth, we access unlimited power, just as Jesus promised in Matthew 17:20. Nothing will be impossible for you. Similarly, in Hebrews 11:1, it says, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So for us in our lives, we may want to ask ourselves, how do doubts weaken our faith? How can unwavering belief move mountains in my life? You may want to do a sort of inventory and look at one area of your life where you will choose faith over fear. The next power is imagination. And like I mentioned, imagination is like the workshop of the souls where ideas take form before they come manifest. Like a movie projector, imagination projects a mental image onto 3D material reality. So we create the image and project it onto 3D lowercase r reality to make it real. As Charles Fillmore says, with this faculty we form first in mind and then in substance the shape of that which we are thinking. So every form begins in the imagination. The imagination is a bridge between the formless and the formed. Artists, inventors, and in the biblical story, even God himself, create through mental images. So when we think, we project living thought forms into minds, bodies, and the world. See, it's all connected. We're never alone. When we balance our thought, which combines our intellectual thought, our intellect, as well as our connection with spirit, which we could call soul, this creates lasting ideas that create positive results. An example of that is Jesus' enduring teachings. So imagination is divine creativity in action, and by aligning with spirit, we interpret our visions, purify our thoughts, and co-create a higher reality. So the practical application of imagination might be to think about the difference between just idle daydreaming, which is one sort of less productive form of imagination, and purposeful or intentional envisioning. We may want to find tools that remind us to step into the energy of imagination. These might include art supplies or even, note cards, things to write on, toys, things to play with. So you may want to surround yourself with things that encourage your imagination and your creativity. You might want to spend 5 minutes every day visualizing your highest good with emotional intensity. So try and make those mental pictures in your mind. You could also do something called vision boarding. You may have heard of this, where you either draw pictures or you might want to cut things out of magazines or things so you can envision your goals as pictures. This puts it in sort of a liminal space between that mental picture and the projection. So then it's in between, which makes it a little bit more real and makes it that much closer to manifesting. The final power that I want to talk about is love. And I mentioned faith as a foundation, but love is also sort of an emotional foundation, a heart-centered foundation, as Paul Hasselbeck puts it. Love is the greatest power and a foundation of all spiritual work, as it says in 1 Corinthians 13:13. Love is the greatest force in the universe. It is God's power in action. Yet too often we limit love to personal affection and forget the cosmic power of an expansive agape form of love, which brings peace, unity, and divine order. Romans 13:10 tells us love is the fulfilling of the law, which means it's not just a feeling, but it's a higher spiritual purpose. We do well to remind ourselves that we're all connected, and what helps one helps us all. What harms one harms us all. So true freedom then is not selfishness, but living in harmony with the law of love. When we love without conditions, we align ourselves with God's design. So as I mentioned, we have this formula, believe plus conceive equals achieve. So once again, believe relates to faith, which is trusting in divine law. Conceiving relates to imagination, holding a clear, energized vision of our goal. And then achieving is love in action, manifesting through our aligned steps, our steps aligned with the Christ consciousness. As Jesus promised in John 14, verse 12, we are called to do greater works than he. Not by personal power alone, but by divine alignment. So, to close out, a few things you can do. You may want to spend, as I mentioned before, 5 minutes daily visualizing your goal as already achieved. Act as if. Engage all your senses. Practice mindfulness. What do you see, feel, and hear in this 3D reality? And then affirm to yourself, I draft my future with divine clarity, just as David and Solomon envisioned the temple before it was built. You are the architect of your life, and faith, imagination, and love are your master tools. Just as David prepared the temple and Solomon brought it to life, you too are building with faith, trusting divine timing, laying that foundation, designing with imagination, seeing beyond the visible, developing that blueprint for your intention, and then securing with love the force that makes all things permanent. This week, I invite you to choose a practice. It may be visualization. It may be reflecting on how your responses to different challenges can be love-centered. But whatever it is that you choose, try and commit to it for at least 1 week. So it doesn't have to be a big commitment. Try it this week. And then observe how your inner circle, how faith, imagination, and love starts to affect your outer reality. As you start to visualize those things within yourself, as you start to meditate on your heart center, on the power of love, how does that start to manifest in the external, in your external life? Once again, as Jesus said in John 14:12, truly the works I do, you will do also, and greater. So now, go build.
Let us please prepare ourselves for meditation by singing to remind ourselves that we are a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth, and who we are, and all we do is a blessing to the world. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and who I am, and all I do is a blessing to the world. I'm a blessing to the world.
So before we start our meditation, let's say together our denial and affirmation for today. There is no doubt that can dim the light of my limitless potential. And the affirmation, my unwavering belief and boundless vision is an unstoppable divine power within me that can accomplish anything. Let's say those both one more time. There is no doubt that can dim the light of my limitless potential. My unwavering belief and boundless vision is an unstoppable divine power within me that can accomplish anything. Lower the lights. If you feel comfortable, close your eyes. Let's start by breathing deeply. Exhale. And inhale deeply. And as you exhale, let go of doubt. Let go of limitation. As you inhale, inhale peace. So exhale, let go of doubt. Inhale peace. Now visualize at your heart a golden light. Imagine this golden light filling your heart, filling your body, from your heart, radiating out to all the parts of your body. Imagine this golden light filling you is faith. Affirm silently, I am grounded in God's promise. Now, turn your attention to your head. This is your imagination center. Imagine inside this center, there's a radiant temple within you, within your mind. Think about the details of this temple. What colors are there? How is it designed? What makes it beautiful? As you reflect on the beauty of this radiant temple, imagine it being wrapped in a rose light. Light, pink light. Envelop this temple as you whisper silently, I am love in action. Now imagine that this golden light of faith and the rose light of love merge together in the radiant temple of your imagination. And affirm to yourself, I believe, I conceive, I achieve. Now, as you reflect on the merging of these three lights, the gold light of faith, the white light of imagination, and the rose-colored light of love, merging into one brilliant flame, sit with this affirmation once more in the silence. I believe, I conceive, I achieve. Greater works are mine, and I am home for the divine. Reflect on this in the silence. if you would like to, I invite you to breathe deeply as you start to come back to the room. Slowly open your eyes as you affirm, I believe, I conceive, I achieve. Carry this light with you throughout your week. Amen.
First of all, I'd like to say what an outstanding lesson, outstanding meditation, and I don't know why I feel like a proud mama, but may we please? As we sustain this ministry and support this ministry and determine and decide and commit to enabling this ministry to grow and to prosper and to take care of all of the mundane tasks needed to sustain this building and these grounds, and all that is needed to support the personnel and this ministry and the love that is here that we then bring out into the world, I invite you to say together, divine love flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I receive, and all that I receive, and I'm grateful, and so it is.
Please sing with me. Love, 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 love. There's nothing you can do that can't be done. There's nothing you can sing that can't be sung. There's nothing you can say, but you can learn how to play the game. It's easy. There's nothing you can make that can't be made. There's no one you can save that can't be saved. There's nothing you can do, but you can learn how to be you in time. It's easy. All you need is love. All you need is love. Da-da-da-da. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. All you need is love. Da-da-da-da. All you need is love. Da-da-da-da. And all you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. There's nothing you can know that isn't known. There's nothing you can see that isn't shown. There's nowhere you can be that isn't where you're not meant to be. It's easy. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love.
say a blessing for the offerings that we've received today. Thank you, William and Catherine, for collecting them. Thank you, Jehovah, for providing the divine substance that is the basis of everything. Thank you for all the wonderful blessings that we receive, the abundant channel that we continually receive every time we connect with you. We thank you for the continued outpouring of your word and continued mental blessings that we receive to continue to grow and improve in mind, money, and affairs, and improve our relationships, our health, our life. We thank you once again for the blessings that we have from this wonderful congregation of people and for our wonderful community here in Rochester. And we are thankful that our higher vibrations, that our higher consciousness will continue to radiate out to our community and to our country and to our world to usher in a new era of peace and abundance. And so it is. Amen.
Still looking for the stage crew. Our weekly announcements. Reiki, next time that it will be offered, you see, is May 18th. It is before service, so come early and partake of this sharing of energy that is so healing. Meditation class with Daryl, 6 p.m. every Tuesday evening. Daryl, you have anything to add?
First Tuesday of the month, Healing Tuesday, so by all means, join us and bring your healing energy with you. We've got some folks that really need it.
First Tuesday of the month is Healing Tuesday. Thank you. Course in Miracles. Diana, anything for the good of the order? All right. Whether you're new or not. Thank you, Diana. Mitch, any more of a quick plug?
Yeah, I mean, I've talked about this past couple weeks, but just let me know if there are any favorite songs that come to mind that we've done here at Unity Rochester, or just any favorite songs with some spiritual content that you like. Let me know. I'd like to put them together in a sort of songbook, and sort of play them more frequently, the ones that are our favorites. Let It Be, that's a good one. Sure, yeah.
Very
I
good.
think we just played that a few weeks ago.
Yes, but thank you.
Thanks.
Nancy?
For some reason, the daily word hasn't arrived, so I apologize, although it's not our fault. So hopefully they'll be here next week.
Great, thank you. Next one.
There it goes.
We have sign-up sheets in the lobby. We could use more volunteers for coffee hour, please. We need leaders, we need helpers, and we need some folks to take charge of organizing the bringing in of some goodies that we can enjoy during coffee hours. So you can see me after service or see any one of the board members. Board members, could you raise your hands here, please? There we go. Good, thank you. We have Nancy, we have Sue, and we have Matt, and former president. It just doesn't seem right. And merchandise. Wow, we sold out most of our merchandise, or a good part of our merchandise, in the bookstore, and we are going to add to that. If you have some suggestions, let Nancy know. Sue also works in the bookstore. You can let Sue know. Ann works in the bookstore. You can let her know. And anything else for the good of the order? Again, if you'd like to share how Unity Rochester has been helping you in your life and has given you all those good feelings inside to help you to remember the truth of who you are, and you'd like to share that, doesn't have to be more than a minute if you'd like to do that. Daryl, before I acknowledge you, I would like to thank Daryl and Barbara Boyce, the mulching committee, the garden committee, who spread mulch. And thank you for also being here and helping Barbara. So much appreciated. Daryl?
So that being said, we're not quite done spreading mulch. This week, due to the rain, we're going to be out Friday morning at 9.
Friday morning at 9 for the garden committee.
Right. So whoever's ready to get a little dirt underneath your fingernails and just party down with us out in the dirt.
Party down.
Thank you, Daryl. Anything else? I think that may be it. Prayer for protection. Yes, we'll sing it through twice. We should get a volunteer each week who would like to come up here and sing it with us. Wouldn't that be a good idea? All right, and this week's volunteer is... maybe next week. Okay, whenever you're ready. The light of God surrounds us.
The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
God bless us. May we join hands and sing, Let There Be Peace on Earth.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God our Creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin